You're tuned in to B&T Unscripted. Get ready for raw, real, and unfiltered conversations with the award-winning radio show host Tiffany K and her co-host Brandon. It's life, love, and laughter. Unscripted, unpredictable, and unforgettable. Buckle up. You're listening to B&T Unscripted.
You know what that sound means.
Yes, we're back at it.
It's Friday.
We made it.
It's also big game weekend.
Oh, yeah, Super Bowl weekend.
This will be fun.
Yeah, so Patriots versus the Seahawks.
Why did I want to say the 49ers? Was that last year?
No, I think we're just big fans of Brock Purdy from
That's true.
the quarterback.
Purdy.
Yeah.
Purdy. I like Purdy.
But anyways, yes, so the Patriots are taking on the Seahawks. I can't remember where the venue is going to be this year, but I don't know. I know for the college national football championship was in Miami, that was pretty cool.
Well, that's why we deserved a nice big hype button there. So it is B&T Unscripted. I'm Tiffany.
I'm Brandon.
And we are back on this Friday getting ready for the weekend.
Yes.
And we got a lot of stuff for you today. So we're going to talk a little bit about the Super Bowl. We're going to talk about the Westminster Dog Show that just happened. Who is the winner?
Nice.
Of course, we're going to talk about some new music. I know you're excited about J. Cole dropping his new album today.
J. Cole dropped potentially his last album, so his retirement album. So The Fall Off is out now on all streaming platforms, or if you want to go to his website, thefalloff.com, you can buy it directly to directly support J. Cole.
And of course, we'll talk more about that with our music corner and then backyard take and wrap it up with Brandon's bumper sticker. So we got a lot to get to. So are you ready?
Yes, let's do this thing.
Let's do it. Daily headlines. I got this one today. So let's start with the Westminster Dog Show.
Nice.
The 150th, by the way.
Cool. Where's this?
It's usually, hang on a second. The Westminster Dog Show, of course, happens every year. It's the Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show.
Cool.
And this year was a big one. 150th year of this dog show. Now, this is where everybody comes out, dog handlers. They bring the best of the best to show off their agility, to show off the beauty of the dog, how healthy they are, and different things like that. And this year was a big one because the 150th winner was a Doberman named Penny.
Oh.
Won Best in Show.
That's cool.
On Tuesday. Now, I've shown you a picture of Penny, and you were like, yeah, that looks like a winner there.
Yeah, they're better groomed than all of us.
I know.
Buddy's like, what the freak?
Yeah, I know. She's like sitting up nice and tall, her ears up and everything. She knows she's
number one.
Oh, she does. She's like, nobody can compare to me.
Yeah, hair flip.
Hair flip. But it's actually really cool because Penny is actually the dog of veteran handler Andy Linton, who won after nearly 4 decades of winning before. So the last time he won was with another dog named Linton. I'm sorry, Linton won with another Doberman in 1989 named Indy.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
So Doberman back to back.
It's like a full circle.
Yeah, it's really cool. He said, I had some goals, and this was one of them, to, of course, have another career win, especially on the 150th annual Westminster show. Makes it extra special. Penny, the winning dog of this year, is a great Doberman, and despite health problems, the 4-year-old dog got through an impeccably crisp routine.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
They did have a lot of issues, did have a lot of health issues, but Penny is good to go. Now, the runner-up, and cheers just as loud, went to Chesapeake Bay Retriever named Coda. I don't exactly know what a Chesapeake Bay Retriever looks like, though.
That's interesting.
Isn't it interesting?
I don't know what that is either. Is it like a golden?
Maybe. It's a retriever of some sort. So
maybe it's a golden.
It could have been.
Yeah.
So other finalists included an Afghan hound named Zaida, a Lhasa Apso called JJ, a Maltese named Cookie, an old English
Shout out to Cookie.
an old English sheepdog named Graham, and a smooth fox terrier called Wager. So it was a big lineup, and even one of the judges said this is a lineup that will go down in history. So if you're wondering exactly what happens during the dog show, they have an agility test, and each dog is assessed according to how closely it matches the ideal aspects of its breed. And the winner gets a trophy, ribbons, and bragging rights for years to come.
That's cool.
So,
really cool.
Congratulations to Penny, the Doberman. Already looks like a winner.
Oh, yeah.
Already ready to go. But she is the 150th best dog in show.
Wow. That's really cool.
Yeah.
And where was that?
Did
it say?
I didn't say. I don't know exactly. Oh, New York City.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I remember my dad used to always watch it growing up. And then, of course, the Puppy Bowl. He would watch that one, too.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
But they're always fun because dogs are just so incredible creatures to me. And the fact, like, the commands and how pretty they'll stand and certain things. But then you see them start running and, like, the tongues out of the mouth. They're just so happy.
They're just like, yes, I'm free.
Yeah, exactly. So congratulations to both the owner and the dog. Moving on. We are going to move on to a little bit of Super Bowl news. I thought this was really cool. So everyone's going to be covering what snacks are you going to have? What are the best things to have?
Yeah,
Where's the party
parties.
at?
Yeah.
But this is actually more interesting to me. There are 3 men that will have been to all 60 Super Bowls since it started.
That's pretty cool.
And this year is possibly their last.
Oh, no.
So they're part of the Never Miss a Super Bowl Club. It's a real thing. And it's kind of dwindled down over the years.
Yeah.
But for these 3 old friends, they're kind of coming to grips with just before this, kind of what's going to happen just before this year's Super Bowl. Basically, they said, this will probably be the last one because they're getting up in age, health problems, things like that. Don Chrisman of Maine, Gregory Eaton of Michigan, and Tom Henschel of Florida are back for another game this year. But here's how they met. They actually had all been going to the Super Bowl since it started.
Oh, wow.
In 1967.
That's pretty cool.
They've made it to 60 now. How did they meet? Well, they didn't meet until the 2010s, in fact. They all had gone on their own and just happened to meet and realized that they were all part of the same club.
Like, what the heck?
Yep.
Yeah.
And became friends, and then every year since, they go together.
That is pretty cool.
Isn't that really cool?
Yeah, I can see like Sandy and I and all the 81s doing that.
Oh my gosh.
Finding something to do.
It's amazing. They've even been recognized as guests of honor at the Super Bowl. Now, here's the thing. Chrisman turns 90 this year. That's one of the guys. So, of course, he's getting up there. So, probably can't make the trips anymore. Henschel is 84, but he's been slowed by a stroke, unfortunately.
Oh, man.
And all of the men, and Eaton is 86. He plans to keep going as long as he physically is still able to, but you never know.
Yeah.
But all of the men have said not only are they being slowed down by age or medical issues, but also...
Bless you. Bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyways, but also...
Moving on.
Moving on. They said it has become increasingly expensive throughout the years.
Yeah.
To a point where they used to spend a week at a time. They would go to the Super Bowl for a week and just enjoy the time. But now they only spend a few days, and even that, 3 to 4 days, is about $10,000 a trip now.
Woo!
Because it's become
That's
so
some serious
commercial.
cash for that. Yeah.
But it's apparently such a fun time. I mean, one of the guys even said has been going since the year his daughter was born. He continued to go and then started bringing his daughter.
Oh,
so it
that's
became
really
a
cool.
tradition. She's going for the last time with them as well. They've had friendly rivalries over the years, of course, depending on who is or isn't in the game. And this club, the Never Miss a Super Bowl Club, is definitely a shrinking club. So they're kind of some of the last ones who are a part of it. Even photographer John Biver, who has shot every Super Bowl, plans to let his streak end at this 60th one.
Wow.
So they've been going since 1967, I believe, was the first Super Bowl.
That's a heck of a record.
Isn't that cool,
60
though?
of them. That's crazy.
60 Super Bowls.
That's really cool, though.
It is really cool.
That's like that is a really cool thing. I'm sure they have so many stories from different cities.
Oh yeah.
I can only imagine. That's a really cool like bucket list thing,
isn't it? I thought, and honestly, and the fact that they made friends at the Super Bowl and they meet up once a year for that, just to kind of catch up.
Yeah.
Which I think is such a cool thing. Speaking of tales, they did spin a couple tales of past games that often focus less on the action on the field and more on the different where the Super Bowls took them. So like one of the guys scored a $12 ticket for the 1969 Super Bowl, the day of the game. $12 ticket.
Wow.
1969. Now you cannot get a
It's like $12,000.
$12,000.
Yeah, starting probably.
One of the other guys endured a 24-hour train ride to Miami for the 1968 Super Bowl.
Sheesh.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of flying anymore,
No.
but I would definitely take a flight over the train ride. But, whatever.
It's just really cool the lengths they went to just to kind of keep this little tradition alive. And they all said, it's bittersweet, but it's about the memories. After a while, it stopped becoming about football and became something a little bit more. So if you see these 3 guys, which you probably will at the game, they'll probably put the camera on them and everything. Congratulate them because this will be their last one together, 60 years.
That's really cool. on my bucket list is to at least go to one.
Exactly.
Save
That's what
up
most
for
people
it.
are.
But shout out to them for
So
60
cool.
Super Bowls. That's a really cool thing to do and be able to say you did.
Yep.
And, that's really cool.
And to have those friends after all that time, I think is really cool too.
Oh, yeah. All the friends and even the NFL probably knows who you are.
Oh, yeah, they do.
So that's pretty cool to be recognized by them.
I think that's awesome. So congratulations to them. Looking forward to seeing some sort of camera shot at them.
Oh, yeah.
During the game. So remember, if you're worrying about what food you're going to have for your Super Bowl party, who's going to win, or things like that, it's about the memories, as these guys have shown.
Oh, yeah. That's what it's about.
So that is my daily headline. So now we got to...
Moving on
to our music corner. Well, I know what we're going to start with. I'm pretty sure I rolled over and saw you woke up at 4 a.m. to listen to J. Cole this morning.
Yeah, so I typically get up around 4:30 every morning, and I was super excited. I couldn't go to I couldn't go to sleep last night because
your Christmas.
Like for certain artists, I get super excited when they're about to drop Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Rod Wave, or even some country artists, right?
Yep.
So J. Cole's last album finally dropped. The album consists of 2 discs. One disc is supposed to be a reflection of Cole's mindset and experiences at the age of 29 when he was young.
Okay.
And disc 2 shows Cole at 39. So more of a reflective and showing growth and maturity. I went through my first listen a couple, already.
It's so fascinating to me, your listening of music.
Yeah.
Because you like to very much go in depth and learn everything about it that you can. So you do a first listen and then you listen to it back to back to back.
Yeah. So, because typically you'll get your first listen and stuff, but typically I won't catch things on my first listen, or even with country music too, especially if it's a more story driven song, you won't catch certain things, or I like to watch reactions because how other people think is not the same as me. So they might interpret something different and I didn't think about it that way, but through my first listen, there were no diss tracks. So I was wrong.
We all thought he was going to
diss Kendrick. A lot of people were wrong as well, to have that friendly competition.
Yeah.
But
are you sad about that?
Because I was really I think it was 2024 that he apologized.
Right.
And, I'm a big fan of J. Cole and Kendrick.
Yeah.
So, I thought that would have been a heavyweight matchup, that everyone wanted to see. But, I did not discredit J. Cole at all.
Oh, of course.
I think he probably did the right thing, and he knew it wasn't going to be a friendly thing, and stepped down. And I think it was a mature road to take. You know what I mean? It doesn't discredit his body of work. He's still one of the greatest of our generation, if not all time.
Yeah.
From his storytelling. He's one of the best storytellers, and you see that in this album. And he's one of the songs I think I saw was one song was talking about the perspectives of Tupac and Biggie, and back in the 90s they had that beef as well, so they were talking so he was talking about their perspectives on one song.
Interesting.
Or even looking at the 2 different discs. One is a young version of J. Cole, one's a more methodical and more mature J. Cole.
Interesting.
So I thought it was pretty cool. It's probably going to take a few listens for me to catch everything, but it's a great body of work.
So just from your first couple listens, now you have to choose a favorite song. Which one you choosing?
Oh my gosh.
You got one?
Yes, I do.
Because I'm sure it'll change as you continue on to listen to the other songs.
Yep.
But I know there's always that one that when you listen to an album, it just sticks out to you.
So the one I really like is Poor Thing.
Okay.
Poor Thing and the Let Out on the first disc. And what is the other one? I'm sorry. I'm kind of drawing a blank. I think it's I Love Her Again, and he's talking about a relationship. I haven't really dissected the song, but that's what it's about. But for Poor Thing, he samples Boozy. I think it's Lil Boozy's "Set It Off" song.
Okay.
And it's very popular in Louisiana because Lil Boozy, I think it's Lil Boozy or Boosie, is from Louisiana. So he sampled that song, and J. Cole's been a fan of him as well. So it was pretty, I don't know, he just paid homage to the legends as well. So in my opinion, from my listen.
So what you're saying is it's worth a listen this weekend for everybody.
Yes, if you're a big rap fan, and just to appreciate greatness, no matter what, I mean, he's one of the best of all time. So
that's awesome.
I just appreciate greatness. And I like seeing professionals and like masters of their craft, just like yourself, like with this radio and podcast stuff.
Thank you.
I get to learn from you. I even like learning from J. Cole or Kendrick Lamar's like writing.
Yeah, that's
writing,
true.
Because some people don't even write their own stuff anymore. Drake. but anyways, all jokes aside, go take a listen for sure.
Awesome. Okay, from rap to country, what do you got for us?
So while doing my podcast prep, I came across on the website Taste of Country, right?
Yep.
So I saw an article. It was titled "The Best Covers of Toby Keith's Should Have Been a Cowboy." So it went over like Brooks and Dunn, Riley Green and Ella Langley did a cover. Even Jelly Roll and T-Pain.
Jelly Roll and T-Pain. Again, two of the most random names you never thought you'd hear in country music. Now, of course, Jelly Roll's huge in country.
Oh, yeah.
But T-Pain, again, never thought I would have heard. But by the way, he has an amazing voice. Like I was telling you earlier, I watched like T-Pain is like buy you a drink, like that guy, right? Yeah. Everybody knows him. Even if you don't know the name, you've heard a song of his from early 2000s. And it's so funny because I was telling you this earlier. I saw a TikTok video because he's going back out on tour.
Yeah.
That said the person that has the most fun at a T-Pain concert is T-Pain himself. Like he's just dancing along the stage.
Oh yeah.
So I can see him totally respecting like country music and having fun with this.
Yeah, he's covered other songs as well, like country music songs. So he's a great artist in general, and I think he just respects other genres.
Yeah.
And I love T-Pain. I remember riding on the bus going to like to school and stuff, and our bus would be jamming, buy her a drink or something.
That's cute.
And
now he's covering a respectable song too. Love Should Have Been a Cowboy.
Oh yeah,
probably one of like the top like legendary songs in country music. Shout out, rest in peace, Toby Keith.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Toby Keith. And he passed away on February 5th, 2024. So it's like the year anniversary this week, yesterday.
Sad.
But yeah, it's very sad, but rest in peace, prayers to his family. But it was great to see people paying homage to him with that song, and they all did it justice.
That's awesome.
Even reading a little bit more into the article, Keith told Billboard in 2018. So there's a little like story behind this song. Rumor has it that he wrote it in 20 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, so
that's impressive.
Yeah, I think he was in Kansas
at
like a saloon or a bar or something.
Of course.
And this highway patrolman who, he met on his trip, his name was John, and he jumps up, in the middle of the bar, and he was probably 45 or 50 back then, and he runs over to this 25-year-old cowgirl.
Oh, shooting his shot.
Yeah, shooting his shot, and he was going to show the cowgirl that he could bust a move, right? But she kindly turns him down. He continues.
Poor John.
He comes over and she says she doesn't dance. About 15 minutes later, a young cowboy comes into the bar, and off they go to the dance floor.
Oh, snap.
Everybody was making fun of that highway patrolman.
John, no.
John, no. And one of the guys said, John, I guess you should have been a cowboy.
And that's how Toby Keith came up with that.
Yep. And that moment sparked his creativity, and he drew it into the elements of the television show Gunsmoke to aid in the imagery.
Wow.
So he just started writing, and it all happened in about 20 minutes.
I love hearing those inspiration behind the song stories because where they come from is always so interesting to me for like artists or the writers behind it. Because again, it can be you're in a bar just having fun, and someone says should have been a cowboy.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Or
your buddies make fun of you because a girl turned you down,
yeah.
and she goes over to the cowboy
with the big
cowboy hat and stuff. Yeah.
It's so cool. Well, thank you for that little history lesson. I think that's awesome.
I thought it was really cool. I did not know he wrote it in 20 minutes after that interaction. So that 20-minute interaction created one of the best country songs, a legendary country song. So you never know.
We're going to have to do that segment on the show at some point, like the stories behind the songs.
It's really interesting and cool. Really deep diving. That's why, I love music so much, because when you have great artists, they can really tell a great story, and you while you're listening to the song, you can picture it happening, just like when you're reading a book, you can picture everything. So I really love when music really dials in, and it's really good.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, thank you for that. Finished to Music Corner, and now it's time to
move on.
Moving on. I had to get my cowboy in there. We're moving on to our backyard take. This is kind of your day today. So what do you got for us?
Yeah, so we're getting after it today.
We are.
So while I was doing the podcast prep, I was looking through YouTube, and I saw that on YouTube there was this I believe it's a podcast called The Pivot.
Okay.
Right. It's former NFL players. One starring Ryan Clark. I believe he was a safety. He played for Washington, Pittsburgh, and the other two gentlemen were NFL players as well.
Okay.
But they interview all types of artists, whether it's sport related, whatever.
Nice.
So they were actually interviewing Terrence Crawford. He's a world champion boxer, 42-0. He just beat Canelo Alvarez.
Okay.
To be, undisputed champion, right? Mm-hmm. And they were just talking, and one of the co-hosts asked him, like, what amount of money would it take for you to come back? Whether it's 80, 100 million, because the co-host said the co-host believes that there's a price for everything.
Okay.
Anything has a price.
Interesting.
And he went on to say that, and Crawford said, like, he's there to be the champion. But the other stuff that came along with it, whether it's the money and the fame, he didn't really want that stuff, but it's one of the perks that come with it, being paid well.
Of course.
But he only cared about being the champion, right? The co-host asked him, how much would it be to come back? And Crawford said, no number can get me back into the ring. And the co-host said, for 100 million, you can have my soul, basically. Yeah, type deal. Because Crawford said, if you have a price, it's selling your soul, basically.
Wow. So this co-host is like, yeah, fine, I'll sell my soul for 100 million.
Yeah. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, because a lot of people on the internet are giving him a hard time. Maybe he was joking, so I'll give him a little bit of grace on this, but it did spark a debate, and Crawford said, well, that's you. You believe in that. That's you.
Right.
Now we know your character. He said that to him, and it kind of had the co-host be like, all right, I'm going to take a step back.
Yeah.
Even if the co-host was joking, I think Crawford, took it serious and was like, if you have a price
for everything, there's
especially your soul type deal.
Yeah, I agree with that. So is that kind of like where we're taking that? Like, what is there a price?
Yeah. What is your opinion on that?
I don't think there's a price for everything. I hate hearing that, because then that just, to me, it sounds like greed. Or it sounds like nothing's valuable or invaluable at that point, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's no price for, there's no price for, like, my family. There's no price for, I don't know, my love or things like that.
Your peace.
My peace, my soul, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't have a price for that kind of thing. You can't take that because, $100 million, and you can, if you betray your family, $100 million. No, I could never do that.
Yeah.
Right. I don't think that those things, there are a price. Mm-hmm. I could see people arguing, well, what if you're in survival mode and it's like the last thing and blah, 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 blah. I'm not in that situation.
That's a very extreme.
And that's very, very extreme, right? And I don't know what I would say in that. I would hope I would stick with my morals and everything else.
Yeah.
But in this situation, in general, I don't think putting a price on everything, that's not fair. That's not...
Yeah.
That's not realistic, in my opinion, and that does show your character.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. What about you?
I agree with Crawford. I've told you this before. Like, I worked in certain jobs and I got paid well, and I didn't like it. I hated it.
Yep.
I didn't like the working environment or as high stress or whatever it was. It's just not worth it. Mm-hmm. I'd rather, make a low amount of money and be happy and my family loves me, and be there for my kids than be a $100 million CEO that hates his life. Yep. He's been divorced 5 times.
Yep.
I don't know. For me, I feel like I've always been like that.
Yep.
So I agree with Crawford on that. You know what I mean?
I'm the same way.
It sparked a debate. So it kind of makes you think, like, if you do think like, oh, I'm willing to do whatever it takes and sell my soul type thing, it makes you take a step back and be like, all right, is that really worth it?
Right.
Or it doesn't have to be extreme, like your soul type deal. What if it's your business?
Yeah.
Or like you're just starting a podcast and a producer comes up to you or whatever company and says, we'll buy your podcast and all the rights to it and all the work that you've done, and you don't have anything, no ownership.
Yeah, no.
For $100 million.
No, I couldn't do it.
It's not worth it in my opinion. I wouldn't.
It's not worth it for me either, to be honest. I'd rather have something that's my own and work on it. And even if I'm not making that 100 million, but I'm happy, I don't care. Mm. And of course, everyone's going to have a different opinion on that, but that does put that out there. And I think I'd love to hear what other people have to say. Comment in our DMs and our comment section, message us.
Or share it to your friends and talk about it.
Yeah, great. That could be the conversation starter for this weekend. If you're going to a Super Bowl party and you don't know other people, make it the conversation
like, hey,
starter.
I just listened to B&T and like, would you sell your soul?
Right. Maybe not. Now that I think about it, you made me make enemies.
Hey, you want a beer? Hey, would you sell your soul?
Sorry about that, guys. Never mind. Don't listen to me. Brandon's mentioned that, not me. Well, that's interesting. So does that lead us into our backyard our bumper sticker?
Yeah. So for the bumper sticker for today, and I'll kind of tie it all together.
Okay.
So what I took from J. Cole's album and even from Terrence Crawford's comments about, no amount of money could get him back, or it's whatever. They both stayed true to themselves, right? Whether it's J. Cole not dissing anybody and just putting out a great body of work, or Terrence Crawford being like, I'm sticking to my morals. I don't need the money.
Yep.
I didn't do it for the money. I did it for legacy.
Yep.
And I think that's way more important to do. I think the biggest takeaway is just stay true to yourself.
Yep.
Whether it is making $100 million, but you do it genuinely.
Yep.
And you own your own stuff.
Yep.
Or people keep telling you need to dress a certain way, or you need to talk a certain way, or your podcast has to be a certain way. Whatever it is, freak that.
Yeah.
And keep doing what you want to do, because I'd rather be authentic and have people hate me, the world hate me, but I'm at peace with myself. I think Nipsey Hussle said this. Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle. He said, would you rather be at war with yourself and peace with the world, or at peace with yourself and at war with the world? Type deal. Yeah. So it's a good thing.
Good mental experiment. And I agree with you with that. I mean, look, I've been in media for a while now. I've had the comments made of changing whatever it is, voice, appearance.
Yeah, you've been through it, through the industry.
Here and there, I've been criticized, I've been critiqued, whatever you want to call it. But the one thing I always said when I got into media was that I was always going to stay true to myself, and that's something that I learned from my parents. Yeah. Because we're all unique in our own ways, and it's ourselves, our true selves, that make us approachable and likable and things like that.
And that's why people like you.
Well, I hope so. But even if they don't, and that's okay too, But I'm at peace with that fact.
Yeah.
And that's why I'll always stay true to myself. So I think that's a great one to put out there, especially in the society that we're in now, where we're comparing ourselves to
For likes.
social media.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the likes, for the supermodels, for whatever it is. There's nothing better than your authentic self. There's nothing more unique, and there's nothing more special.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. So, So
stay true to yourself.
Stay true to yourself. Don't matter who it is, whether, you failed 100 million times, or like people are telling you to change your voice or to change the way you dress or whatever it is, freak that.
Yep.
Keep doing what you're doing. Keep on keeping on, because it will work out. I promise you. I failed in the Marine Corps. I failed at a lot of things, but I still kept on going. I didn't care what they said about me, and I proved them wrong. And if this is what failure looks like, I'll take this any day.
You're doing pretty well.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty well. I'll cry in my, nice house that I have.
Right.
Oh no, they don't like me.
Oh, no.
I had a failure career. Oh my gosh, but I'm doing pretty good now. So
everything can always change and turn a corner. So I like that bumper sticker. Very nice. Stay true to yourself.
Stay true to yourselves, guys. Don't listen to what the naysayers have to say, because most of the time they're just jealous of what you have.
So true.
So keep on keeping on.
I think with that, we can end it on a high note.
Oh, yeah.
We hope you all have a great weekend. Enjoy the Super Bowl. We'll be back with some of our stories for Monday. Yep. And again, stay true to yourself. Keep on keeping on. Thanks for following us. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube.
Like, share.
Apple, Spotify.
Subscribe.
We love you guys. Comment. And we will talk to you soon.
All right. See ya.
Bye.